Hey everybody, it's Megan Davis at Relay here, and tonight I wanted to discuss with you all just some of the top trends that I think that will be beneficial for you to leverage if you are an online educator, coach, consultant, service provider, healer. As long as you are providing some type of transformational service to someone else, then these are some top trends that I think that you really should begin to pay attention to in 2024 and beyond. If you don't know who I am, again, Megan, I Relay Spiritual Business Advisor to coaches, consultants, healers, transformational leaders, and other healers who are looking to manifest their visions into reality and get to their next level of peace, purpose, prosperity, and ultimately to their profits. And so, again, like I said, today's topic is really discussing some of the top trends that I have been noticing, that I really feel that once you get into an alignment and you are basically also aligned with these trends, they can really help to catapult your business for maximum profitability and scalability. So let's dive right in. The first thing that I wanted to talk about is coaching, right? Especially virtual coaching. It is important, especially since all of the things that happen in um, 2020, right? It has really elevated the adoption of virtual services. As you know, the business world changed, and even as the world overall is still, recovering and adjusting to this whole new norm, people are still really beginning to adapt virtual service providing as well as virtual coaching services. But all in all, my personal opinion, I really feel that it is can be classified underneath online education. So if you hear me utilize coaching, consulting, online education, a lot of times I utilize these terms interchangeably. And what I primarily mean when I say these things, and as I'm going to say these things, is that you have some type of knowledge base, you have some type of skill set, some type of expertise. And what it is that you're doing is you are helping and imparting your knowledge, and guiding someone else and helping them to transform their way of being, their life, their business, whatever it is, by utilizing your skill set, your knowledge, your education, all of these things, and you are helping them to basically transition from one phase of something to something else. Whether it's done in a done for you service, done with you service, you have various products, courses, any of those type of things. This is what I am referring to when I say these things, right? And so there is an in demand for virtual service offers, right? And so even as the world is still recovering from this thing, remote coaching and consulting and service providing is really looking at is going to remain very, very popular, primarily due to the convenience of it as well as accessibility. People realize that they don't have to have some type of brick and mortar business. They don't have to have so much overhead. And sometimes, quite frankly, they don't necessarily even have to employ the level of staff full time with, full time salary benefits. A lot more remote work has come about, as well as a lot more contract work, right? Where people, they realize that there's a different level of what you're able to offer, and it does not have to be in a face-to-face setting anymore, right? And so if your business already is not offering some type of virtual component, this is one of the top trends that I think that you really need to look at when it comes to really elevating and scaling your business. Where people are accustomed to doing things over team and Zooms and online. And so look at ways of how you can capitalize and leverage this trend of having some type of virtual offering, right? But the key is to really look at ways of how you can have curated experiences for individuals, and to really begin to scale and grow your business is how can you package and position all of your expertise into an offer that is scalable and sustainable, and doing it in such a way that is, in group coaching, or something of that nature, where you're able to reach a massive amount of people, at one particular period in time, and it's not just providing one-on-one services. And so think about the trend of how can you get onto the bandwagon of having some type of virtual offer that you are scaling from, just even going from that one-to-one approach into going into that one-to-many approach. Okay. The second trend that I think that you really need to look at leveraging in 2024 is ways where people are focusing in on their mental health and their well-being. As we all know, there has been a growing emphasis in on mental health, on well-being. Some people can categorize it as self-care, on personal development, spiritual development, right? And this is in both personal as well as professional contexts, is what I'm describing this as. And so, as individuals and organizations really promote and prioritize holistic well being, right? When you're looking at this online education space with coaches and consultants, and you being a service based provider, also look at ways how you can incorporate mental health, resilience, work life balance, um, mindfulness, right? Any of those type of things, so that you can basically be a holistic provider when it comes down to your services. Because again, there is, this whole soft girl era and all these other things. So really think about how can you focus in again on things such as, self-care. How can you practice in on personal development, spiritual development, even if it's not something that you directly, how can I say this? Even if it's not a service that you directly provide yourself, but how can you incorporate that into maybe like a welcome gift for your clients, right? So maybe you are an attorney, or something, or someone in the financial services arena, right? How can you welcome in your clients, to your brand new clients in the beginning, or how can you close them out? And maybe you realize that they value some type of self-care and self-care products. And so how can you offer things such as maybe, holistic soy candles, or some type of experience where it can help them to focus in on their mental health, their well-being, if you find that, that is something that your audience would also value. The third thing that I wanted to discuss is niche specialization, niche, however you want to pronounce it, right? Because this is about people who are able to establish themselves as the go-to expert in their industry, right? Because this even allows you to really begin to have that competitive advantage. And oftentimes people and seek coaches with a deeper level of knowledge and expertise in specific areas, such as leadership coaching, such as career transition, such as, health and wellness coaching, that sort of thing. And so even think about if you needed to see a doctor, right? You rather go see a specialist than you would go see a generalist if you have certain type of conditions. And so as you're really looking at providing, services and products and specializations, ask yourself, how can I be a specialist? What do I want to be known for? What do I want to stand out in? What do I want to be sought after for? And focus in on that, so that you're just not the person who, does it all, but how can you be that person where you've established yourself as that go-to expert in whichever industry that it is that you choose to. And so again, think about yourself as, if you wanted to go and see a foot doctor, you would go see a podiatrist. You just want to go see a general doctor. And so think about those kind of things. If you wanted to see a specific type of dentist, it might be a periodontist who specializes in, gum and oral care versus just a general dentistry, right? So think about those things. Think about how can you be a specialist in your field, in your chosen craft, so that you can really get into that next level of alignment and get into your biggest level of profitability. The fourth thing that I want you all to, trend that's really on the horizon that I think that everybody should really jump onto for 2024 and beyond is looking at how can you integrate technology, right? The integration of technology into your business. um, as you know, there's a need for systems and structure, and oftentimes technology will assist you with that. And when you're utilizing technology, it is going to help your business to grow and to expand. And those who appear to use and leverage that digital tools for client delivery, for client management, for your marketing and automations, this really allows you to be able to enhance your efficiency as well as to reach a wider audience. Two of the things that I wanted to talk about in addition in this section is really looking at fun ways to leverage technology, right? One fun way is to think about having an app for your community, right? How can you get together various people in one setting that maybe is not in the traditional, Facebook, LinkedIn, IG settings, but one place that is going to build a sense of greater community for everyone? How can you sit and how can you leverage technology such as apps and those type of things to bring your communities together? The second thing is also utilizing resources of technology just to really be able to help your business streamline its processes, to do mundane tasks very, very quicker. To also think about how can you utilize technology to really do planning for you, foresight, help you with copywriting and those kind of things. And so one of the software that I would recommend if you're not already utilizing it is utilizing a resource such as ChatGPT, OpenAI, right? Is utilizing these sources to help you create, if it's sales pages, if it's operating as your marketing assistant, helping you to create your social media plan. But of course, you want it to train it so that it can speak in your voice, and you can give it emails of different things that you've liked so that it can learn how to really speak like you. But really finding ways of how you can integrate technology to save you time, to save you money, and to enhance your overall client experience. Again, thinking about these and leveraging these digital tools for coaching delivery, client delivery, client management, and then also figuring out ways of how you can really um, automate a lot of your marketing and other mundane tasks that you have. Again, for efficiency as well as for you to really reach a wider range audience. The fifth thing that I want to talk about is professionalization, right? Is professional development. Is looking at various industries and just thinking about how can you really strive for professionalization and standardization. As you all know, a lot of people within the coaching industry as a whole, some people don't really respect it as a whole industry just because it is truly an unregulated industry. And so many people can just come in and just say that, hey, that they have, X number of years experience, they can start programs, they can just turn up and wake up and start calling themselves a coach, right? And so when you're looking at these things, think about how you are able to really leverage all of your experience, your expertise, your background, all of your experience, right? Because a lot of times, many clients, they real prefer to go to various coaches who hold certain type of recognized, especially if it's industry recognized certifications, degrees, guidelines, and that sort of thing. And so just think about those ways of how you can really just up your own professional development and your professional games. And sometimes, don't be shy, but sometimes you have to put degrees and certifications and whatever your experience is, you just have to slide it across the table, right? And so don't be afraid to discuss those type of things even more so that people can realize that, that you are experienced, that you are an expert in your industry, that you have this level of deep experience, that, that you are an expert in your craft. And so think about the ways of how you're able to leverage all of your education, your experience, and all of those things. The sixth and final thing that I want to talk about is just flexibility, right? Having a flexible lifestyle, and being and really having the ability to work remotely. I can't get that out. Having the ability to work remotely and have a flexible lifestyle. With these shifts towards remote work and flexibility, it's really changed the opportunity of, again, how people are doing business. And so, there are some challenges, and sometimes people do have different things as it relates to work-life balance. But just think about those things of how can you really help people to get to their desired level of freedom, because no matter what type of industry people are in, the ultimate goal typically is freedom. It's freedom from something. It's financial freedom. It's, relationship freedom. It's career freedom. It's work life freedom. And so as you are really looking at, helping people to transition from whatever it is that you're helping them to do, think about how can you really tap into that next level of freedom that they so seek, and help them move towards that in a way that is flexible, that works for them, that something that is going to be help them to be able to easy to transition into whatever it is that they are seeking your services for. And so it's important for you to, do things such as monitor industry trends, to conduct your own market research when it comes down to things, and then to really adjust your sales and your marketing strategy accordingly. And so tonight I just gave you 6 trends that are pretty much here to stay. And, just think about those things of how you can connect with your target audience, with your ideal buyers, how you're able to really and truly tailor all of your offers to meet the evolving needs of your clients. And just think about how can you add and or enhance this virtual coaching delivery. How can you focus in on, holistic health as a whole, your clients' health and well-being. How can they look at those different ways for advanced spiritual, personal, professional development, self-care, no matter what type of industry that you're in? How can you really look at being a specialist and niching down as much as possible so that you can really view yourself as that go-to expert? How can you leverage, technology and things such as chat gpt and apps in order for you to basically be able to grow your business, to automate certain things? How can you make client delivery and client management and offboarding, onboarding so much easier? How can you grow professionally, within yourself? And leverage the resources, your education, your degrees that you already have, as well as how can you also enhance that knowledge that you have by possibly, going back to school, get your own coaching, consulting, as well. And then how can you really promote, more flexible lifestyle so that you can get more people into their desired freedom? But that's what I have for you tonight, is really looking and leveraging ways of how can you grow in 2024, utilizing trends that we are utilizing every single day, and trends that are here to stay. I'll see you the next time.